Before 1930s, Williamsburg was the home to all Latinos and blacks. They lived in a community that looked out for another, but a community that the government did not care much for because of its lack of economic prosperity. The Spanish community stayed mainly in Williamsburg, while the African American community was scattered throughout Bushwick. Many of these people lived in tenements and small apartment houses alongside the East River, where many factories that are now no longer standing anymore provided jobs to the locals. One such factory, the Domino Sugar Refining Center, was the biggest in the world. During that time, 1870s, this factory processed half the sugar of the entire United States. Unfortunately, because of a fire, the factory was shut down, and the people that were living there and worked there could no longer work and they were unemployed. The natives now have their businesses, but are struggling to survive and make much profit. I was confused as to how and what exactly was the issue, so I decided to interview my barber, who's been running his barbershop for 35 years. He says, "This place was not like this, man. That huge condo on the corner of the block did not exist. The L train on the opposite side of the road was not there either. I remember as a kid when my dad owned this barbershop, there was a Spanish bakery down the block, where they would give me free empanadas in exchange for my dad giving his son free haircuts. That type of stuff doesn't happen anymore." I asked him what he thought was the biggest change that occurred to have attracted so many people. He says, "It has to be the L train. Ever since its construction and speedy commute to the city, more and more people have started piling into our neighborhoods. This is true. The L train takes only 12 minutes to get to Union Square." I wanted to know how this impacted his craft. I asked my barber what he thought of this new barbershop opening 3 stores down. The new barbershop, charging $35 a haircut, with all new couches, tiles, and equipment. On the other hand, my barbershop had couches that were ripped and squeaky wooden floors, but he only charged $20 a haircut. He said, "I understand why the newcomers of the neighborhood would go to the new barbershop. It is not my say to any of them to tell them where to cut their hair. The people that come here know me and they know what I offer. They would never switch and leave me. Some of these guys have been cutting their hair for 25, 30 years, and now I cut their sons and grandsons' hair. I do what I do to get by, and cutting the same people's hairs feeds me and my kids, and that's all that matters. I don't need any more than what I already have. I wake up and thank God every morning." The answer became so clear to me. The gentrification problem that Williamsburg is facing will not affect the natives so horribly as long as they continue to support one another. Although the hipsters support businesses like CVS and Whole Foods instead of local pharmacies and food markets, these people will continue to get by. It's all messed up. The hipsters don't mean any harm. They appreciate the Spanish culture and want to contribute to the melting pot. Meanwhile, the natives who get smaller end of the stick, they don't seem to complain. They are thankful, like my barber. At the end of the day, they appreciate their neighborhood, whether rich or poor. About this area is the East River State Park and the Smorgasburg event, an event which thousands of New Yorkers attend. It is the main attraction of Williamsburg. Enjoying the fresh air to the delicious smells of the delectable cuisine. On my visit there during the summer, I enjoyed eating pasta donuts, pineapple ice cream, lobster tails, and mac and cheese burgers. Williamsburg also attracts people of artistic appreciation. Visiting small art shops and museums is another thing Williamsburg is famous for. One such museum is the Williamsburg Art and History Center, located next to the famous and very expensive Peter Luger Steakhouse. Many New Yorkers that love art, color, design, and history love visiting Williamsburg for this reason. It is a spectrum of color. Williamsburg transformed from a neighborhood of industrialists to a neighborhood of cultural, artistic, and ambrosial appreciation. It is a place where you will meet new people of varying beliefs about politics and life. These are the things that make Williamsburg stand out like a sore thumb. It is very exciting to live here. It screams confidence, self-trust, and passion. Williamsburg has contradictory faces. One of its faces, a gentle one, comes out during the day, where the residents of Williamsburg walk their dogs in the park, go to Smorgasburg, try new food, and enjoy the beautiful nature. Its other face comes out during the night, where residents of Williamsburg and many outsiders head to bars and clubs, where the rowdy nightlife goes on until the morning. Or in another sense, the two contradictory faces of Williamsburg can mean a completely different thing. Some may see Williamsburg as a neighborhood full of opportunities and adventures, while others on the opposite end of the stick are getting pushed deeper and deeper out of their homes.